Hello there. Unfortunately, I'm Scotty and you are not. Yes, unfortunately, because today we are reviewing Tom and Jerry the movie. No, not the one that came out back in 2021, although I doubt that one's any better. We are doing Tom and Jerry the movie from 1992. It says on Wikipedia, but apparently it was just Germany, and it was here in 1993 in America. So, yeah. So again, this is something I grew up with, and the only thing I knew about this is that Tom and Jerry talked. That's the one thing I remembered. Turns out that's the least of the issues this movie has. Look, I love Tom and Jerry, okay? I love Tom and Jerry so much. Like, I grew up with it. I have some DVDs. My mom constantly, she bought DVDs. We would watch them and just, some of the best cartoons. Touché, Mr. Pussycat. On God. Tom, don't you believe it? Just, some of the best cartoons you could watch on TV. And they were created, that I forgot, by Hanna-Barbera. So, I was going to save all the Hanna-Barbera stuff to the end of this month. Well, turns out that's not happening. We're going to go ahead and get started on our Hanna-Barbera-a-thon in this, this month, in birth month, for birth month this year. Yeah, because I, for some reason, didn't realize, I think I might have even said in my unboxing, and it's not Hanna-Barbera, but it is. It is. I was wrong. I admit it. I was wrong. Although I would not, I wouldn't hold anything against the estates of Joseph Barbera and William Hanna if they just, didn't acknowledge this movie. Look, I grew up with a lot of musical animated films that I truly love. Okay, Rock-a-Doodle, right? The American Tail movies, other stuff that I can't think of the top of my head. It's hard to think of stuff on the top of your head when you're really trying to think. More you try to think about it, the worse it gets, The less and less you can think about. But this, so I remember renting this when I was a kid and watching it when I was a kid. I think I rented it. I'm pretty sure I did. And thinking, whatever. I'm a kid, whatever. They talk. That's weird. Now, again, it's not uncommon for them to talk. Because, Tom has sang songs before. And of course, there's Don't You Believe It. But the most we ever got really talking wise was, Tom gets smashed on the tail. Ah! That's it. Other than that, the sing song and the Don't You Believe It thing. That's it. It was other characters that talked in this special. Spike, Droopy, the culturally insensitive black ladies that owned Tom. Yeah. But everyone else talked, they didn't. And you could totally do a movie with that. I think the new one was like that. Everyone else talked. Although a lot of people complained that it was mostly by the human people. And unfortunately, that's kind of what you get when you gotta do this. Now, there are human people in this, and the story does go into more of the human people, but you could have taken out the voices. You didn't need to have the voice. And it's because Tom and Jerry are on their own for the first part of this film till they meet the girl Robin. Then there's less and less dialogue here and there from them, but there is, some dialogue. But the more the stuff ramps up with the Robin character and all the stories going on, there is less dialogue from them, which makes it okay. But they had to give them voices because they were going to be on their own for the first part of this. Because the story is that Tom's family is going to move, but due to having a fighting with Jerry and this bulldog that is not Spike for some reason, he is left behind. And the next day, the home is demolished, and he saves Jerry's life, of course. And then they are on their own. So then we meet this other dog named Bugsy, something like that, and his flea friend, voiced by David L. Lander. The flea is voiced by David L. Lander. And then he asked them their names, and that's where you get, I'm Tom, and I'm Jerry. And, okay. So, you're going to give them voices. Okay, cool. But you got to give them two of the most... Okay, so, this is not saying for Jerry, but Tom is voiced by Richard Kind. Richard Kind is known for playing some of the most annoying characters in film in history, like Lucius from Stargate Atlantis, Paul from Spin City. He's a patient. He keeps showing up on Scrubs that no one likes. He's known for playing annoying characters. So when you hear Richard Kind's voice, it's annoying, and it's very annoying. And then you have Dana Hill doing the voice of Jerry. Rest in peace, Dana Hill. However, she died in 1996, but still. She still passed away. However, she's known for playing Audrey in European Vacation. She's also known for the voice of Max from Goof Troop. And it's Max from Goof Troop. I've seen Jerry's lips move, but I'm hearing Max from Goof Troop every time they talk. Yeah, it takes me out every time. So this movie is about an hour and a half, it's like 80-something minutes long, close to an hour and a half. And if you took out the unnecessary songs and a couple of the plot lines, this would be like an hour long. So I have said before that when you have songs in a musical, the songs in a musical are supposed to move the plot forward. Right? You look at some of the songs in Grease, or again, you try to think of something. Songs in Grease, or Hairspray, or something like that. The High School Musical. They're supposed to move the plot forward. All of these songs are stop and sing and dance songs. Like, we gotta stop. We gotta, it gives us information on some characters, but we gotta stop everything and sing a song and dance about it. Right? So they meet this guy, this Bugsy, and then they sing a song about being best friends, only for Tom to be like, nah, I'm not friends with Jerry. And then Bugsy gets kidnapped. And he gets kidnapped by this Apple. Dr. Apple Feet. Or something like that. I don't know. And then there's just like... Yeah. But then they find this little girl named Robin, who they find out her mom died when she was a baby, and her dad supposedly died in Tibet. And her Aunt Fig is raising her. Now, the Aunt Fig has a secret coup with the lawyer, Duckfoot or something. I don't know. Dinklefoot, dumbass. Not his name. Dumbfoot. Something like that. Stupid names. Buckfoot, Buck. I don't know. I don't care what the names are. because apparently she's worth $1 million. They say million one time, billion another. It's a lot of money. And as long as Aunt Fig, who's not really her aunt, keeps custody of her, she gets the money coming through. Okay. But she finds Tom and Jerry. So, and there's songs. We got to have money is one of the lines from the movie. Tony J voices whatever his footness name is, the lawyer, and then he sings a song. They sing a song about having money. Charlotte Rae voices Aunt Fig, and they sing a song about getting money. And then, yeah, they're found and sent back home with Tom and Jerry. And the aunt, of course, wants to get rid of them. And so they have a little bit of slapstick with the dog. But, again, it's a quiet moment with no talking, so it works. We just want to have food, you know. The dog would eat all the food because it's fat. And it rolls around on a skateboard, so you know that it's fat and can't move around. But, yeah. So then, Jerry spies on the lawyer and Aunt Fig and finds out that Dad's actually alive. And when they go to throw the rolled up piece of paper telling them he's alive in the fire, it misses and he goes to run upstairs to tell her. But Tom gets a hold of him first, which is kind of stupid, and takes the paper up there. But they're caught. And I just kind of rolled my eyes and like, did they have to get caught? Why couldn't they tell her that he's alive and they jump out the window? Because, spoiler alert, all this does is they get sent to Dr. Applefeet, whatever his name is. They're held hostage for like 5 minutes before they free all the animals there, including Bugsy and a Droopy cameo, only to then go back to the house and tell her, and they jump out the window and leave. Why did we have to have that detour to the doctor's house? He does come back, he's chasing after them, sure, but like all it does is give us another fucking song from the doctor this time about how he's going to find animals and sell them back for more money. Couldn't he just have been involved in the money song? Just get rid of the songs. Just saying. So they escape on a raft and go down the river to the... She said she's going to go to Tibet, but then she ends up going to this... They find this... She finds Rip Taylor as this puppet guy. And guess what? He sings a song about being a puppet guy and doing everything. Because of course he does. Eventually she reconvenes with Tom and Jerry. And they make it to this cabin called Robin's Nest. Which she says is her special place she was with her dad. And then we see there's a big ass sign that says Robin's Nest that leads Aunt Fig and Dumbfoot, Lawyer Footman, there. And then they end up getting there before them, somehow. And then they knock over a lantern to set the whole place on fire. And the adults are like, okay, we're out of here. Because she climbs up to the roof. And so does Tom and Jerry. And then the dad comes in just like Indiana frickin' Jones and saves her. But not Tom and Jerry. They die. Would have been an appropriate ending. But no, they didn't die. They're alive because they're cartoons. And they've been through a lot of cartoon violence. So they're alive. And then they go to live with them. And we see that Bugsy is reading a newspaper of them being happy. And I'm like, end it here. Just end it here. Because you go any further, it's going to make things worse. And they do. After being buddies and after Tom thinking Jerry was dead and saying, you're the best pal I ever had, of course they chase each other around the house. Because we got to have that visual for the end of the movie. Look. Like I said, you take out the doctor subplot, take out the stupid ass songs, this thing's an hour. Talking or no talking, it doesn't matter. clearly there were some things when they were writing this, they said we have to do this, and we have to do this, we have to do this. They looked at this, said, oh, the animals are going to be alone for like 20 minutes of screen time. We have to make them talk. It's the only way. We can't just have them be silent the whole time. So, boom, the animals are talking. They're talking. Right? They meet this dog, Bugsy, only for him to be captured, so that later we can revisit that. He gets captured, Bugsy gets captured. We can revisit that when they get thrown in there, and they just happen to be the same place. And maybe he's Applefeet, Dr. Applefeet, and the other guy is, I don't know. I don't care. Just Hanna-Barbera in the 90s was not this bad, right? You had Real Adventures of Johnny Quest, came out in 1994. You had A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, which was the 80s, I'll admit. I mean, there was things like Yo Yogi that, and what was the other one? Flintstone Kids. Everything was kids. But those were 80s too. Like, 90s Hanna-Barbera wasn't that bad. Sure, I don't think there was... the Flintstones had a bunch of specials, which I would talk about a couple of them. I don't know. I ended up kind of dozing off in the middle of this because I had better than watching it. There's so much of... Because, so there's that song about getting along, and then after Bugsy is taken, there's a song from these other alley cats about how they're mean and stuff. And then we meet, Aunt Fig and the butler, or the lawyer, and they sing a song about money, and then it's just like, why are we gonna have so many songs in this? Like, this did not need to be a musical. You take the songs out, and you have less of a runtime. It felt like they had a certain amount they needed to fill. Like, this could not be less than an hour. So it's an hour and 20-some minutes. Take out the songs. Take out the stupid plot point of the doctor, because Dr. Applefeet doesn't really do anything. Really? Other than singing us a song and having a connection to get Bugsy out, but not needed. In fact, when Bugsy was kidnapped, I said, can we not go back to that plot point? I don't really care. No, we did. We had to. As soon as she mentioned we had this doctor, Dr. Applefeet, that could take care of them, and I'm like, that's the same doctor that took him. The dog, isn't it? I'm struggling with the rating here. I don't want to outright say they should fry in hell, because honestly, if you're a little kid, I'm thinking like 5 to 6 years old, you're probably gonna like this. Also, if you're a kid that was born recently and have no idea what Tom and Jerry is, maybe you'll like it. But for longtime Tom and Jerry fans like me, it's not worth your time. Not at all. But I'm glad I watched this, because I got this done and never have to watch this movie again. It's just gonna go in a cupboard and I'm never gonna take it out. I'm not even gonna be one of those things where I bring it so my son can watch it, and I have to sit through it again, and I don't think so. So, what are your thoughts on Tom and Jerry the movie? Leave in the comments below. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.